So ready for seated postures. Just rearranging my mat, and I'm also very attached to this cotton mat, so it goes on top of my yoga mat. That's if you're feeling really sweaty as well. It absorbs a bit of sweat, but that's not my reason for doing it. I just got really attached to it. Okay, here we go. Once we come down onto the floor, the first thing we do is become aware again of our bandhas or locks. So squeeze your navel in towards your spine with a long, natural spine. So it's not curved forwards, not too far back. Shoulders down, shoulders back, navel to spine. And then pelvic floor. So if you're a little bit worried about whether you've got your pelvic floor engaged or not, just imagine that you're trying to stop yourself from going to the toilet or breaking wind in public, and you're just squeezing up. Become aware of those muscles. Once you're aware of them, you can do things like draw your tailbone towards your pubic bone, and it really strengthens those muscles that hold everything up. And then put your hands either side of your hips. And as you do this, keep those contractions there, but now drop your chin down as if you were looking at your own navel. And just breathe there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and look straight ahead, and then you can release the hands. And we're just going to do a forward fold at this point, which is inhaling, like we did standing, and then exhaling, just slide your hands down your legs so you can keep your back quite straight at this point until you feel a nice hamstring stretch. And once you've reached that hamstring stretch that feels good for you, you may be able to get your first 2 fingers around the big toes, or you may be able to get your hands over the top of your feet, or it might be that your hands are on your thighs and you just hold that there. Just tuck your chin in a little bit, look down towards your knees, keep aware of your abdominal muscles being tight. One more breath. Inhale and look straight ahead. Exhale, lift your body up slowly. Bring your shoulder blades back and down. And that's called Paschimottanasana, which is the westward facing pose. In the big sequence, the 90-minute sequence, we do a big back bend at this point, but as this is the short form, we're going to do janu shirshasana, a nice hip opening, hamstring stretching pose, which is also really good for stretching out your glutes and your back. Just be aware of the subtle twist there is in this one and how you feel as you breathe in and breathe out. So you might feel a lot of electric running around the body once you tune into what's happening, and that's representing the energy that we generate during the Ashtanga sequences. Now take a deep breath in and just bend your right leg. Everything's still engaged, abdominals, pelvic floor. As you breathe out, just roll your right thigh out, so your hip bone on the right gets that lovely bit of mobility, ball and socket joint there. You also notice a stretch on your inner thigh, and the sole of this foot is in towards your left thigh. Breathe in and lengthen your spine. Here comes that subtle twist. As you breathe out, you turn your body so your breastbone lines up with your thigh bone. Put your hands onto your leg. It shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, come back a bit. You can't just allow your body to drop in. Try and create a shape in your neck which is more natural than this by tucking your chin a little bit and gazing down towards your knee. Janu shirshasana means knee to head, nearly there. Feeling the twist, feeling a stretch on one of my shoulder blades. Hamstrings, beautiful. Breathe in and look straight ahead. And breathe out. Bring the knee up, breathing in, and straighten the leg out. That way you're looking after all of your joints. One breath for each move. No sudden moves, no discomfort. Breathe in and bend into your left knee. Breathe out and turn the foot towards your right thigh. Let the knee drop down towards the floor. Just feel a stretch. There's some work in the hip. There's a stretch on your inner thigh. Gently turning your body so that your breastbone lines up with the thigh bone. Hands to your legs if you can reach. If not, keep them here. And as you breathe out, just fold your body down really gently, really slowly, taking hold of your foot. And remember, the natural thing to do with your head now is to tuck your chin in and gaze towards your knee. And if you feel comfortable doing it, just bring your chest down, head down. 5 breaths there. Straightening the leg as much as you can. 3, 4, 5. Inhale and look ahead. Exhale, slide your hand up. Nice, slow, easy moves. Inhale, knee up, foot flat on the floor. Exhale, and you can shake your legs out. Feels like the spine's starting to move and tingle a bit now, which is really nice because the next thing we do is called marichyasana A. And it's a hip opener with a little bit of extra work in the spine. If you've got a band, a yoga band or a belt or a tie, just put it down at the side of you on your right. Take a deep breath in and bend into your right leg. Take your foot a little bit out so there's some space in between. Take the weight onto your left hand and you'll find maybe your right hip leaves the floor. Right hand stretches right out in front of you. Starts off with the thumb up, but then we do this maneuver where we turn the hand, thumb down, and then the palms up and the elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the arm as you bring your upper arm around the thigh. And then you can lengthen the other arm, bring it round the back, and either take hold of your hand or take hold of the band that you've put on the floor, just to give you a bit of space. There's an extra bit if you want to. Try it with the hip lifted, just lean towards the straight leg, and then try it with the 2 hip bones down on the floor, leaning towards the straight leg. And breathe in and look straight ahead. Breathe out, release your hands, and straighten the leg out. Just shake your legs out. You'll notice that in the short form, I don't do any vinyasas. And that's because I get really tired. Really, if you feel as if you want to cross your legs, jump back, go from high plank to low plank, do a back bend, a downward facing dog, and a jump through. In between all of these postures, feel free, just press pause, do your vinyasa and come back into it. But my way of working for me is to just do what I feel is best for my body. Take a deep breath in and bend into your left leg. Make a bit of space in between the left and the right. Reach your left arm forwards, really stretch. So the thumb's up to start with, and then you turn it so that your elbow is up, palm up the other way. And then you wrap that arm around the leg. Take hold of your band if you want to. Stretch the other arm around. You can put the band on that one. Reach hand to hand, hand to wrist, just fingertips to fingertips. It's all good. Breathe in. Out. Lower your knee. Nose towards your knee. Straight leg. Try it with the sitting bone up and try it with the sitting bone down, and just see if you can find the most comfortable position for you. And breathe in and look straight ahead. Breathe, lifting up, and then straighten your leg out and just shake your legs out. So we're going to do navasana now, navasana twice. And navasana is a really big strengthener for your core. So this is where you will feel it. If you feel it as pain or discomfort, modify it. Take away any pain and discomfort, because the benefit of it is to strengthen us up around the core, and we don't want to cause any damage in any way. So if it feels as if it's strengthening, keep it up. If it doesn't, could be like this. Here's some modifications. So easy level is feet on the floor, hands behind your thighs, just lean slightly back and squeeze your abdominals in. Next level, feet off the floor, hands behind the back of the thighs, keep the abs tight. Next level, knees bent like this, no support from the hands. Just keep your chest lifted, so you're trying to keep on your pelvis, you're not rolling back onto your sacrum or your lumbar spine at all. And, as pièce de résistance, straight legs if you can do it. 5 breaths all together, we've done that already. And then cross your legs. Put your hands down on the floor, lift your bottom away from the floor, and just see whether you can lift your feet away from the floor. I can't, but I can feel that if I try, it's working my core very hard. And then we do it one more time. Breathing in. Find your best navasana, boat pose. 1, 2, keep the chest lifted, keep looking at the toes. 3, 4, 5, and if you cross your legs the other way this time, call it the awkward way, not the most natural, just keeps the balance in the hips, and then lift, try lifting the feet, and lower. Okay, so very strong there. Now we're going to stretch the front of the body, work the back of the body. So lying down, arms by your sides, deep breath in. As you breathe out, you tilt your pelvis, lower back flattens into the floor, and then you peel vertebra by vertebra up away from the floor, allowing your shoulder blades to flatten, gazing up towards the ceiling, so no turning your head in this one. Clasp your hands if you want to underneath your bottom. Bring your shoulders towards each other, but keep the head still. And then release your hands, breathing in. And as you breathe out, again, try to create a curve in your spine so that one vertebra at a time is touching. It's great for keeping the mobility going in stiff backs. Once you're down on the floor, let's just hug the knees in as a counter pose. You can sit up if you want to and do a forward bend, but for now, let's just hug in like Ashtanga. And then breathe in, lie down. Now you can choose legs up in the air like this, or legs up a wall. Or you can do a shoulder stand if you like to do a shoulder stand. So I'll just show you the shoulder stand, it's an option. It's good to bring your arms quite close to your body, so you've got some support through the arms. As you breathe out, you just draw your knees in and lift your body away from the floor. Try and get the elbows as close as you can. And then try stretching the legs up towards the ceiling, looking towards your toes. I've got furniture behind me, but I will show you plow as well, Halasana. So a few breaths in shoulder stand, and a few breaths with the feet coming down either onto furniture like I've got here, or down onto the floor. And then I'm going to release the back, keeping my chin tucked in. Just rolling gently down. Back to legs up in the air pose. So you can hug your knees in. And we'll just do matsyasana to stretch the front of the neck. Feet down onto the floor. You can do this with bent knees. You can do it with crossed legs. You can also do it in half or full lotus if you feel that's good for you. I'm going to do it with straight legs. Roll onto one side. Slide your right arm underneath. Roll onto that right arm and slide your left hand underneath. So 2 forearms underneath your lower body. Palms of the hands facing the floor, and the bottom is going to stay on the floor, and the upper chest and neck are going to stretch. So if you can, you'll press your hands down, body either away from the floor like this, or top of the head onto the floor like this. You can have just the chin lifting, stretching the neck, but not so much the chest. And when you're ready, slide one hand out from underneath your back, support your head. Slide the other hand out to the bottom of your neck, and then you can do this lovely, gentle, restorative stretch up through the back of the neck. And then rest your head down. Take a deep breath in, hug your knees in, and roll up. And once you're back into the sitting position, just choose how you'd like to have your legs. Like I say, some people feel really comfortable in half lotus, full lotus even. And in many ways, it makes it a little bit easier to lift. But if your hips or your ankles or your knees don't like the lotuses, just sit with your legs crossed, shoulders back, shoulders down. Let's just put the hands, palms down, and look down in towards the navel. Take some lovely deep breaths there. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's get the oxygen really pumping around the body now. Again, full lotus, half lotus if you want, or easy cross legs. But squeeze your navel in towards your spine and you lift up. Let's do 10 lovely big breaths. So lift away from the floor. And then down. And now just lie down and let that feeling of the energy flowing around the body get into every single cell of your body. So lie flat, chin tucked in, head symmetrical, shoulders down, shoulders back. Let the back of your body just spread out on the floor. That lovely sensation of merging in or melting in with the floor. And that's shavasana. And if you feel as if you'd like to just stop the tape at this point, just press stop and enjoy a long shavasana. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again for coming.